I'm 77 years old. And before you waste your life, I need you to stop for a moment and listen to me. Because what I'm about to give you in the next 10 minutes cost me more than 30 years of my life. 30 years of confusion, 30 years of anger, 30 years of waking up tired, even when everything on paper said I was successful. For 3 decades, I walked through this world feeling lost, lonely in rooms full of people, successful but empty. I had money in the bank and tension in my chest. I had titles at work and knots in my stomach. And I couldn't understand why. I kept thinking the next promotion, the next achievement, the next milestone would finally make me feel okay. It never did. I want you to know something important right now. If you feel constantly exhausted, mentally drained, irritated for no clear reason, if your mind feels like it's always fighting you too, this message is for you. Give me 10 minutes, because it took me half a lifetime to understand what I'm about to say. In my 50s, I was a vice president, corner office, name on the door, respect from the outside, but inside? I was angry all the time. I took everything personally. A short email from my boss felt like a threat. A quiet evening with my wife felt like rejection. A stranger cutting me off in traffic felt like a declaration of war. I wasn't living Drade. I was defending myself from a world I believed was constantly attacking me. Here is the brutal truth I wish someone had told me sooner. When you react to life like everyone is against you, you are not responding as the adult you think you are. You are reacting as a frightened child who learned very early that the world is unsafe. When I was a boy, I watched my father come home from work, broken and exhausted. I watched people treat him like he didn't matter. And without realizing it, that little boy inside me learned a dangerous lesson. If you don't stay alert, if you don't fight back, you will be crushed. That belief quietly followed me into adulthood. So decades later, when my wife asked something simple, I didn't hear her voice. I heard the echo of that old fear telling me I was being disrespected, dismissed, reduced, and I reacted with anger. Not because the moment deserved it, but because my past demanded it. You think your boss hates you. You think your partner doesn't appreciate you. You think people are constantly testing you. Most of the time, that's not reality. That's unhealed pain interpreting neutral situations as threats. You think people are constantly testing you. Most of the time, that's not reality. That's unhealed pain interpreting, and staying angry feels easier than admitting you're still carrying old wounds. People love to say, I was triggered. Let me explain what that really means. A trigger has no power by itself, it's just a spark. The explosion only happens if there's gunpowder behind it. For years, I walked around carrying decades of emotional gunpowder, to fear, insecurity, shame, and the need to prove I was enough. So when someone made a small mistake, or my child spilled milk, I exploded, I yelled, I ruined evenings, damaged relationships. And then I blamed everyone else for setting me off. But the truth was simple and painful. They didn't create the explosion, I did. I was the one carrying the explosives. Until you take responsibility for what you're carrying, the world will keep lighting the fuse. And you will keep losing people you love while convincing yourself it's their fault. Now let's talk about the voice in your head. The one that wakes you up at night. The one that tells you you're failing, that you're not enough, that you're about to lose everything. I used to believe that voice was my strength. I thought if I criticized myself harder than anyone else could, no one could hurt me. I was wrong. That voice didn't make me strong. It made me miserable. That voice isn't truth. It isn't wisdom. It's a scared child inside you trying desperately to keep you from being rejected again. At some point, you learned that being perfect felt safer than being vulnerable. So that voice became harsh, demanding, cruel. Not because it hates you, pray, but because it doesn't know any other way to protect you. Here's the shift that changed my life far too late. You don't fight that voice. You don't drown it in work, alcohol, or distractions. You speak to it. You tell it calmly, I see you. I know you're afraid. But I'm the adult now. I'm in control. You speak to it. You tell it calmly, I see you. I know you're afraid. But I'm the adult now. I'm in control. If I had learned that at 30, I would have saved my marriage. I would have shown up differently for my children. And that is my greatest regret. I thought I was a good father because I provided. I gave my kids a nice house, good schools, opportunities I never had. But I was stressed, distracted, emotionally unavailable. And children don't remember how much money you made. They remember how safe they felt around you. Children absorb your emotional state. When you're anxious, angry, or numb, they assume it's their fault. And without meaning to, I passed my unhealed pain down to them, wrapped in comfort and convenience. The greatest gift you can give your children is not money. It's a parent who has healed themselves. Because if you don't heal your wounds, your children will spend their lives bleeding from them. I'm 77 now. I can't undo missed dinners. I can't. Stop fighting the world. The world is not your enemy. Your unexamined pain is. The peace you're looking for isn't out there. It's an inside job. And you don't need to wait until you